I should go to my room. Wait, you are not going anywhere. What do you mean? I'm not gonna. Before Van complete her sentence, you are not going anywhere wearing this. Jackie gestured towards her leg with his eyes. My mansion is full with guards. For no, tonight, sleep here. But sleep. It's a demand with deep husky voice. Vine didn't dare to argue with him and moved towards cupboard to take pillow and blanket. Jackie go to washroom to change his clothes. She placed everything on the floor and lay down on the floor. Jackie come back and saw her on the floor. He looked at her with confusion. For some time, he analyzed what she's trying to do, and then even his low voice echoed in the room. What are you doing there on the floor? Vine immediately sat and looked at him. You told me to sleep. I'm sleeping here. On the floor? A chuckle leave his lip. What are you trying? Nothing. I mean, it's comfortable for me. I'm used to it. Sleeping on the floor. She looked down, pressing her one arm with another. At my father's house, I sleep in. Doesn't matter what were you doing in your father's house. This is my house and you have to do what I say. Sleep on the bed. And one more thing. Never try to argue with me. I have very low patience and I don't like to repeat my words. Never. His word leaves silence in the entire room. She slowly lay down on the edge of the bed and Jackie leaped from there. She lay there, half turned on her side, staring at the slow dance of the curtain that swayed against the midnight wind. The bed beneath her was softer than anything she had ever slept on. Sheets smooth as pure silk, pillow that threatened to swallow her whole. Yet she couldn't breathe. Sleep hovered at the edge of her mind like a ghost. She couldn't quite touch. Morning sunlight barely entered in his room from dark curtain. Her eyes slowly opened, searching for similar ceiling and the floor, but she found herself on the soft bed in the expensive smelling room. The last night replayed in her mind, and she started looking at her dress. It seemed as night, and she looked around to find the man she met last night, but no trace of him in this room. Did he not return in his room last night? A soft knock on the door attracted all her attention. Can I come in? Yes, yes, please. Maid entered with three boxes in her hand and placed it on the side table. Sir told me to give you this after your bath. Wear this cloth, and your other clothes are arranged in your room. Please do not leave this room before changing the clothes. And about breakfast, after your bath, I will bring it in your room. She said all these things with straight face, no expression, like she is reading just like instruction from manual. Where is Sir? He leave in the morning for a mission. Maybe it will take some days. Thank God he's not here. May it leave from here and why not open all the box one by one. One box it have bottom wear looking expensive, second box have cute t-shirt and the third one have a sleeper to wear in the home. But you don't have to eat only plain bread here. Today, Sir is not here, but still we make lot of different dishes for staff, guards. So don't worry about food here. Maid give her more different food in her plate. Today passed peacefully. Wine just eat and spend her all time in her room. This life is look like dream for her. Now her father torture, tasty food and soft bed, different new clothes. She can never imagine this life for her. She started to think about JK who saved her that night, and because of him now she is spending her life like this. But because of the habit of doing work, she tried to help in the kitchen so that her whole day engage in this work. While making dinner in the kitchen, when a maid come running towards the kitchen, leave all these things, he is coming. Who? Sir, leave it and go in your room. While leaving from the kitchen, when she saw a lifeless body hanging between two men, his face is full of wounds and blood. His white shirt is stained with blood, and his arm dropping. His blood drop by drop on the floor, making sign of his presence. Her eyes widen, seeing his condition. Gemini's fall on her. His forehead spilling red liquid on his perfect face. He's injured too, but he's holding JK too firmly. They take him in his room, a line of 10, 12 doctors following them in his room. Low voice interrupt her thoughts. What are you doing here? What's happening here? Why he is? It's normal thing in this house. Do not think too much about all this. You are new here. That's why I told you to go in your room. But who made his condition like this? I mean, his rival, his mafia, and of course, his rival tried to kill him to take over all the. Her words cut by a Thorai's voice. Enough now. Vine turned towards the voice and saw him, a bandage on his forehead, on his hand. Jimin, come with me. Without thinking, Vine started to follow him. They reached that balcony. Jimin gestured her to take seat in front of him. What's your name? Vine. Kim Vine. I want to ask you how you end up here. I mean, Jimin thinking about correct words to complete his question without hurting her feelings. My father sold me for money. He take me to the club to show off my body to my buyers. Her words hit him like thousand needles. But as much as I know Jungkook, till now he never looked at any of girl. Can this change my destiny anyway? If not him, then someone else. I'm sorry, but I will talk to him. Don't worry. And looked at him like she know he's giving her fake hope, but still her lips give him little smile and Jimmy nodded his head in reassurance. After 2 days, at midnight, Ryan wake up from her sleep. She looked at side table, but the water bottle is empty. She decide to go in the kitchen. Whole house is lost in silence. She is passing by corridor when a loud voice stop her on her way. Someone screaming and groveling in pain. She decided to move in the direction of the voice. In the end of the corridor, there is a stairs. It looks like a hidden chamber. A large door is little open. She tried to peek into it. So you are there, man. Tell me about the next move. At this time, Jake is not looking less than devil. An iron rod in his hand, blood dropping from it. In front of him, a man crying for his life, but no mercy showing on Jake's face. I don't know anything about plants. I'm just a player in their game. Please leave me. Okay, if you don't know anything, then you are not worth of my time. It's better to kill you. No, no, please, please. If you want to know about their move, then kidnap his right hand. All the business is under him. JK nodded his head, and a loud gunshot echoed in whole room. But the sound of broken glass water bottle is more louder for him. He looked back and saw her standing, but her body is shivering. Her eyes are widened and looking at that man. Before this, he never felt nervous after someone. What are you doing here? Before he could ask her anything, she ran from there to her room. Whole night that moment repeating in her mind. In morning, her bedroom door creaked open. She looked up and froze. Jackie stood in the doorway. No suit today, just a black shirt, the top button undone, revealing the chain that always hung around his throat. His eyes were darker than night, unreadable, yet carrying that same dangerous calm that made her stomach twist. You should not have been there last night, he said quietly, closing the door behind him. Her voice broke when she finally spoke. You killed him? He didn't flinch. He walked closer. His step slow, measured, each one going against the floor until he stood just a breath away from her. Yes, he said simply. I did. Her pulse thundered. Why? Who was he? He sang softly as if the question was inevitable. Then he leaned his hand against the window frame beside her, trapping her between the sunlight and his shadow. There are two worlds, Caramia, he murmured. The one you lived in, the one where right and wrong still have names, and mine, where loyalty and blood are the only currency. Her breath hitched, his voice low and smooth, edged with danger. That man, last night, betrayed my family. He sold names, secrets, lives. His case found hers. If I didn't end him, someone else would have. But I don't expect you to understand that. Sri froze, the air thick with unspoken fear and something deeper, something she didn't want to name. What do you want from me? She whispered. He exhaled slowly, his voice dropping low. Your silence and maybe. She swallowed, tears stinging her eyes. And if I can't give you that, his thumb gazed her jaw. A ghost of touch, not gentle, not cruel, just honest. Then I will have to make sure no one else ever learned what you saw. Her heart stopped, but before she could speak, he added softly, not because I would hurt you, but because the world I live in will. Then he stepped back, leaving the air colder where his warmth had been. Sri froze, the air thick with unspoken fear and something deeper, something she didn't want to name. What do you want from me? She whispered. He exhaled slowly, his voice dropping low. Your silence and maybe. She swallowed, tears stinging her eyes. And if I can't give you that, his thumb gazed her jaw. A ghost of touch, not gentle, not cruel, just honest. Then I will have to make sure no one else ever learned what you saw. Her heart stopped, but before she could speak, he added softly, not because I would hurt you, but because the world I live in will. Then he stepped back, leaving the air colder where his warmth had been.